Yeah, hi, this is Kiran. Today I'm going to show how to select a particular image using JavaScript event handlers. Okay, so let me show actual output of this application. Now you can see this. I'm going to install. Now see, uh, I think this is not. Now see, when I place a mouse over on that particular image and click on that, it small image is going to be appear on this larger image. Okay, like this. So I'm going to select a particular image in the list of these images, and that particular image is going to be appeared in the big screen. Now I'm going to create this such type of activity using JavaScript. Let's start. So I created an index.html page. Inside that, type HTML and press tab in the Sublime text editor. It will automatically complete the basic HTML document structure. So inside this title, I'm going to use something like HTML. Sorry. Image selection, something like that I'm going to take. Okay, so here I'm going to add a script tag. Before that, let me create a folder. So I'm going to call it as a JS folder, JavaScript folder. Inside that I'm going to place my JavaScript file, script.js, and I'm going to create a new folder again, that is CSS. I'm going to name it as a CSS here, style.css. Okay, so I'm going to write my styles in this page. I'm going to write my script in this page. Finally, these two pages to be linked to this particular index.html. So use script. Okay, after that, src is equal to slash script.js. Similarly, you can link your CSS file, CSS slash style.css. Got it? Right. So I have linked my CSS file as well as script tag also. Now I'm going to create a list of items as a menu. So by using this UL unordered list tag, so I'm going to create list items. I'll just copy this again. I'm going to create 5 elements here. So inside this, I'm going to create a list of images here, so that I have to add an image tag in between these. So I'm using Sublime Text Editor, so it is allowed multi-line editing. Okay, and I need to locate my images here. Where is those images? I'll go to my pictures. I have there. I'll take this URL path. Place this same URL path. After that, color.jpg. This is one of my image I have in my pictures. Now I'm going to edit each one. Then I have another image name, tulips. See, I do have these things: color, tulips, desert. Okay, let me go desert, lighthouse, and jellyfish. Something like that. Let's check this output in my browser. So I'm getting list of items here. Okay, so I want to resize it. So in order to resize it, I'm going for a style.css. So make use of this ul li and image tag. So the image to be inside ul li image. I'm going to apply. I'm talking about more specifically here. Okay, the specificity is I'm talking with the specificity. Okay, so I'm talking only those images which are there inside this unordered list and li list items. Okay, so these properties only apply to those images only. So I'm going to create a width of 100 pixels, 100 by 100 pixels. height of 100 pixels. I'm going to create some border around it, 1 pixel, solid, hash 000. Let's try this one. Now I'm getting a list of items. I need to remove these dots also. Okay. For this purpose, I'm going to use list style type to be none. Okay. List style type to be none. That is good for this. I got those, I removed those things. Now I want to create a big screen. That means I have to create a div section on my page in order to show my image whenever I place a mouse over on it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new element, the div. Okay. For this div, I'm going to write some properties div here. Width to be 1000 pixels. I'm going to take 1000 pixels of width, and height to be around 600 pixels. I think 500 pixels is enough for this the time being. And I want some border to be 1 pixel, solid, hash 00. Let's check this out. I'm getting a big screen here, but it is placing after this list of items, so I want to bring this to at the top. So in order to do that, give this item will be float left. Okay, then you can see a div got appeared at this. Of course, those are both are water overlapped, so I had to give the float for this also. Float left for this. Now you can see I want to position this particular div item to be center. So what I'm going to use some margin top, from top 20 pixels. So this came down. I'm going to take 1000 or 1100 pixels. Okay, with these 1100 pixels, and this is to be 550 pixels. I'm going to take this one. That is good. So this to be 10 pixels. I'm going to make it as 530 pixels. So I'm going to match the height of this particular list items to this one. So 530, 520, and that will be better. Again, come back to this and place 520. It's better to place 515. That is okay for the time being. This is also, you can increase to 25. Okay, margin top, and we have margin left. I'm going to take around, what the value I can take is 300 pixels. Oops, I'm getting much higher pixels here. 200 pixels. Let's talk about like this. Still it's not supporting. I'm trying to adjust this one after this particular how to adjust here. What height is okay. Margin is again 100 pixels. Let's try like this. Yeah, okay. So it's taking from this position, right? The margin is going to be appear from this 100 pixels. Now I got a big screen here. Well, when I place a mouse on this particular item, that should be shown on this particular big screen. Okay. So by the way, in order to show these simple small images, you have to use you have to resize your images to 100 by, you have to create a resized version or a small image version of your original images, 100 by 100 pixels. Don't resize with the width and height. It will degrade your page performance. For such 100 by 100 pixels, you are loading a full HD wallpaper. So it will, that means you are increasing the memory of, that means it will degrade the performance of your page, right? So, but here I'm not using that. I'm going to resize by using height and width for a simple example. Okay. Next. So go to script. So first thing I want to, whenever I click on this particular item, this to be appeared in this particular div element. So how do I do that? First of all, I need to get this particular list item. So I'm going to get those items where my images. I'm going to call a variable name document dot query selector all. I'm going to use document dot query selector all. inside of the img. So I'm going to talk about the first image. So img. So first image can be this query selector all will pluck out all the image tags in my page. So I have 5 image tags are there. All those image tags will be plucked out from the HTML page and will be placed inside this variable as an object. Okay, array of objects. So if you want to get the first item, you can use my images of 0. Okay, that equal to sorry. For this image, I have to add an event listener. Add event listener in order to recognize a click event or a mouse scroll or something, what other thing. Okay, so the type is click type. I'm going to write a callback function for this. Okay, right. So let's find this one. I'm going to use console.log of whether my event got recognized or got registered to this particular image. Okay, click happen, something like that. Click happen. I'll come back to this, refresh this page, press F12 in order to see the console. Click on this image. Now click happen is appearing in the console. That means we have successfully registered our click event to this particular image. Okay. Now we have to do some operations on this in order to bring an image on this particular screen. So what I'm going to do is, so first of all, create an image tag. So by using var my element, again I'm going to take equal to document dot. I'm going to create a new image tag by using a create element function, something like that. Okay. Upon that, I'm going to add. So I have to retrieve this particular image source. Okay. So for this purpose, my element dot src. I'm going to load an src of that particular this particular tag. Okay. See, by the way, I'll show something before we're going to do that. So once I created an image, this will not add the image tag to your HTML page, to your DOM. Okay, until unless you said something like document.body append. You are going to append this particular image to your body, not body, sorry, to this particular div section. So I need to get that div also, where my div, I can call my div. Okay, or I can make it as a big screen. So I'm going to use document dot query selector. That's it. So it will pick up, it will bring out the div element inside my HTML page, the first div element. Okay, if I said all, query selector all, it will bring all the div elements inside my HTML page into this particular big screen as an array. Okay, so I want to add this particular new image tag to my div. So that is nothing but my big screen here. Screen dot append of appendChild, sorry, appendChild. I'm going to place that inside. What is that? My element. Now refresh this page, go to F12. Now come to elements here so that you can see your HTML page. Now look at this div section, there is no image, right? There is no image tag inside this div tag. Whenever I click, a new image tag is going to be added to this particular div section. Click, see, a new image tag got added. But it's not displaying anything. Why? Because there is no source attribute. We have to add the source attribute before appending it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is my element dot src, the source attribute to be. So it should be very dynamic. Okay. So the source to be, I'm going to append a source attribute. That means you have to place some URL, like what are the URL that I have placed in these images. You have to get this URL. Okay, so it should be dynamically how to retrieve the source attribute from this particular image. Okay, in order to do that, first you need to talk about the event. This callback function receives the event object whenever an event got clicked or whenever a click has happened. Okay, so this itself handles the click object. So by using that click object, e dot target, that means you are going to refer the target element upon which the click got happened. Okay, after that dot src, I'm going to retrieve the E is nothing but your event. When I click on this, so this is the target. This is my target. From this target, I'm going to retrieve an src attribute. That value is going to be passed or appended to this particular my element dot src. Now I'll refresh the page. Click on this. Now you are able to see your image in the big screen, but the size is too big. So what I'm going to do is um, I'm going to talk about images which is there inside a div section. Okay, so width windows with 100%, height 100%. Now click on this. Now that image got fixed to this particular big screen. So this is not happening for this one, only for this particular image. Oops. It's again adding all continuously. So you have to check for some condition. If it is going to add again and again, you have to stop it to before adding it to. If already image is there in the inside the big screen, it shouldn't add the next image. Okay. So where is that? So I'm going to write here. If my new event.target.src is already presented in my element.src, okay, don't add it. Simply both are not same, then I'm going to use this one. Don't create element and add it. And by the way, you have to do this statement to bring out, and you have to place here. Okay, then only you can validate your if condition. Something like that. Now refresh this page. Click. Again click. Still it's adding. I need to check for this one once again. So here I made a simple change. So I brought this particular image tag to the top of this event handler. Okay, so that if the previous image source is matched with the current clicked image, okay, then I'm not going to append the child. If it is not, then I'm going to append the image to this. Now refresh this page. Click on this. Again click on this. You're not able to get a new images here. Okay. Now let me apply the same thing to the next image also. So for this purpose, for all images, what you can do is you can write a for loop for I is equal to 0, my images dot length. So inside this, to place this one, I'm going to take out this and place inside of this. Okay. Now you can talk with your I value. So I'm going to indentate my code. So here, this is an array, right, of my image or something like that. So I'm going to retrieve each image, my image of I dot add listener. For each image, I'm going to add this particular event listener. Okay, so that the same code is applied for all my images. So that click, 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 click. Got a simple change. If you want to make this to be instead of click, you can use mouse over, refresh the page. See, whenever you place your mouse over on the particular images, it will be displayed in the big screen. Okay, so that is about image selection by using an event handler. Not only image selection, you can apply the same logic for any sort of HTML elements. Right. Thank you guys.